Welcome back. I am trying to get to 2000, and now I am trying to get to 2000 learning from Stockfish. So hopefully I'll be able to learn some good moves. Maybe I can uh, figure out some lines for some checkmates, or at least just get me in a really good position where I can like have some really good attacking ideas and get me through the game. But yeah, I am wanting to learn from Stockfish, and let's get into my next game. So this is a game I had, and I got the white pieces. So I just start off trying to do my Jabava London, and I see he's going into a King's Indian attack type setup. And something I learned is from Stockfish is this 150 attack. I'm not going to get the moves down perfectly at the very beginning. I'm going to forget some of the moves, but over time, I hope to perfect the 150 attack on the opponent. So I'm going to try and do exactly that. So the 150 attack starts with just bringing out the second pawn. In most cases, like during a King's Indian attack, whether you're doing the Jabava London or whatever, they always uh, suggest, Stockfish always suggests doing this pawn move, and the 150 attack is no different. So, uh, and with the 150 attack, you put the pawn or the bishop right here, and you bring up the queen, you would castle, you would move this pawn up. Um, Usually you'd move that pawn up before you would castle. Um, and a lot of it just depends on the move order. You don't want to attack here until they move here, and probably even after they castle. Then you'd want to take the bishop up and do your attack. You want them to waste moves by moving it. If you bring it out too early, you're just giving them extra moves for their attack against you. And so you want them to waste moves. You want, ideally, you'd want them to be castled so that the king gets shoved in here. Those are some of the ideas with the 150 attack. So I'm just trying to accomplish some of those principles. So when I did this, before I looked at it with Stockfish, I just thought, okay, as soon as they move the bishop up here, then I can attack with my bishop. So I didn't really think that that was really a mistake, but really that was the wrong move order. So, but pulling this out, as you see in the bar, is also not the right way of dealing with it. So, and I feel like most people would probably deal with it in a similar way if you brought out the bishop a little early. So, not the end of the world. I'm in a winning position already. This is great, um, and that's all I can really ask for. So I'm trying to continue with that 150 attack, trade off some of the pieces, and I castled. So with this looking straight up, it can kind of look a little scary, especially if I trade off this knight and this moves. Um, it's not going to look too good for the opponent. So uh, so I just try and move into good positions, and I'm guessing he didn't remember about my knight being there and how it can go backwards, but he took there, and as soon as I recaptured, he abandoned the game. So it's hard to move against the 150 attack. Um, it makes the uh, possible move choices very limited. Like this knight can't go anywhere. Can't go here, here, here. Can't go here. You just have to move backwards. So it's a good setup. The bishops usually cover good squares, and yeah, you can't ask for anything more. So far, my first experience with the 150 attack, I love it. We'll see how I do in future moves or against future opponents. All right, and in this next game, I played this gentleman, and we had texted back and forth during the game, and seems like a really nice guy. But I didn't really have my head in the game when I played these. And I was just like not doing any kind of calculations. I was just like moving pieces where I thought, yeah, they look okay. So the next couple games are not so good. If I'm not in the mindset of calculating, I just cannot play chess. And I think part of the game of playing chess is knowing yourself, knowing when to play and when not to play. But anyways, I start off with my normal moves. They say that this is the Queen's Pawn opening Horowitz defense, and I don't really play against that too much, so I already don't know how to really play it. And I thought the early queen attack is not good, not good for them. But um, but I didn't know how to really take advantage of it, other than maybe if the king got on the wrong square, I could maybe pin him. Um, but yeah, just trying to go for just normal looking moves, try and stay protected. And I move my knight out because for some reason, yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. These pawns are blocking the idea of the whole taking here. And I was thinking, well, since the queen is out, I could just take, even with the pawns being up here. Um, they move the queen back, and and I just like took without really even thinking about it. And I was like, oh, I just blundered a knight. I just blundered it for just a single pawn. It's like, and I knew after that, like the game was pretty much over. Um, and yeah, I just try to try to move pieces around and didn't really have a plan. And again, that is not how you play chess. Uh, like they're playing chess and I'm playing tiddlywinks, I guess, or checkers. Anyways, um, yeah, like I was actually surprised that they didn't just take my queen immediately. Um, I guess I did attack their queen, so they wanted to make their queen safe. And then my queen is open, so I just move it. Um, and they just keep attacking, offering a queen trade. Um, and so I just try to get the rooks or a rook off, try and simplify. I was thinking, well, maybe I can um, pluck off a few points here and there, but they're trying to get a fast checkmate in, bringing in the knight. If I would have gone here, they would have just checkmated me right then and there. Or if I gone there, they would have checkmated me. So I had to defend against the checkmate, the immediate checkmate. and now they're throwing check, checkmate again. So I tried to shut that down, and they attacked the pawn, um, create some weaknesses by just trying to trade off some pieces, create my own attack. Um, and yeah, like really, I should have um, probably just taken the rook when I could instead of just trying to throw in a check. I, but I thought, well, take a pawn. As soon as I like what, forgetting about their other um, rook, I just resigned. It's like, okay, they took my piece. Like they have like pretty much all their minor pieces, most of them, and I just have my queen and some pawns. Just give up on this game. And then he challenged me to another game. I was like, sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? So we actually played a second game. And this is how it went. Again, I probably shouldn't have been playing because I wasn't really in the proper mindset. Then I get black pieces on top of that where it's like I don't really know my attacking strategies, and so I just um started and started with the normal routine of bishop or knight out. And this guy really likes to bring out his queen early. I don't quite get it, and I also don't know how to play against it because I know it's bad. Think about it now. If he leaves his queen there, I could bring up my knight and threaten this and threaten the queen. So he would have to either pull it back or maybe guard there, but he wouldn't be able to keep his queen where it's at. So he brought out the knight, and yeah, I think a really good move would have been to go here. Um, but I brought out the other knight, and yeah, just trying to develop pieces normally. And for some reason, yeah, I keep wanting to do the idea of like a fried liver type attack. And I know that those attacks are not that good. Um, I gotta get myself out of that mindset. But I took with the bishop, thinking um, after he recaptures, I take with the pawn, put pressure on this knight to move. Yeah, so yeah, I guess he could have just taken a knight. That was not um, the right way of thinking about recapturing. And I knew when I recaptured there that, yeah, this pawn wasn't up to protect that knight. And I was like, oh man. And I thought for sure he would have taken it, but he missed it. He didn't do it. I think he was afraid of me going there maybe if he took it, and which wouldn't be the end of the world for me. So I just try and um, move my pieces to decent squares. And yeah, probably should have tried to protect the knight with another piece so that he wouldn't be able to win a pawn. So yeah, he won a pawn there. So yeah, we're actually just even. And I was like, okay, we're even, not the end of the world. So I just moved my pieces around. Uh, Wanted to see if he would just take, recapture, trade off the queen, but he didn't do that. Um, and my next idea was to pull the queen around to get it out because it was kind of suffocating back there. Try, Tried to trade off bishops, and he moved down there, targeting my rook, and I knew I couldn't just leave that there, or I'd need to defend against it. Doing that, it's okay, but I should keep putting pressure on the queen. That's what the computer wanted me to do. But I just wanted to trade off queens. Um, and yeah, since he didn't trade off queens right there, I thought I could check him and then capture that bishop. So that's what I did. And I probably, I think I was thinking of like I needed to protect this pawn, but even if he took that pawn, what else can he do for damage? I should have maybe come back here and target this pawn, maybe take a couple pawns, maybe try and get a better advantage. So I left that one pawn undefended. For some reason, I'm just letting him get a little bit too close to the king. And I made a move that was, yeah, just the blunder signs speak for itself. I left that bishop undefended, and he took it. I felt silly and just trying to move my pieces around. I wasted a lot of time. Was looking for a queen trade, and so I took his queen. He took back, and I wanted to defend my rook and attack his pawn, but the better idea would have been to push it up higher. And yeah, um, took pieces, trade them off, and I was running low on time. Like as you see, I right at this position, I have 14 and a half seconds left, and just try and move pieces kind of fast, take what I can, trade off what I can, but I forgot that there's no rook protecting this rook, and when I took that pawn and he recaptured, it was game over. But I only had like less than a second to react. So time pressure really did have an effect on that, and maybe it did have an effect on the game. I probably should be playing like maybe 15-minute games just so I can think a little bit, especially in these new positions. I'm not used to playing like the two knights defense or Guccio Piazziano or whatever you call it, or the semi-Slav. I'm not used to these positions, so it would be better for me if I was able to take a little bit more time and try and develop ideas and attacking plans. Um, I think I will try and do that in some of my future games, at least just until I get comfortable with these new openings that I'm trying to learn with Stockfish. So thank you for watching, and I guess we'll see you on the next game. Thank you. Take care.